Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Clawan and I'm from Dayton, Ohio. I'm a member of the educational team at Juxtaposition Winter Guard, and today I would like to welcome you to today's episode of our JuxtaLearn mini-series, where we'll be talking about chasse en tournant, or jump turns. So let's get warmed up and get moving. Now that we're all warmed up, let's start moving. So the first thing we want to work on now that we're doing our jump turn is going to be our posture. So we're going to think about our abdominals staying engaged with the belly button pulled into the spine, pulling those ribs together to engage those upper abdominals, and keeping the shoulders pushed down so the neck stays nice and long as we're performing. The next thing we're going to do is talk about our arms a little bit. Okay, so I want everybody to reach straight up with me and now pull down and flex the biceps. You should feel your shoulders engage right there and tightening in your back. As you do this next part, I want you to maintain that feeling in your back of the tight muscles on the spine. So we'll lift our hands up in the second position with the palms down. Again, feel the shoulders press down and the back engage and the energy shoot out from our fingertips. And the next one we're going to talk about is going to be first position. So we're going to round out those elbows, bring my fingertips straight out from the sternum, and tuck the thumbs in. Right? We never want to look like we're punching a hamburger as we're going to do our first position. Okay? Again, shoulder stays nice and low, elbow rolls off onto the fingertips as the rolls. Let's move on to your feet. So I'm still thinking about that posture with my belly button pulled into the spine. There's a couple of main feet shapes we're going to talk about. The first one is going to be fourth. So I'm going to turn my legs out and point my hips down my direction of travel here. So I've got left leg back, right leg forward, both heels and both hips facing over towards this end zone. As I do that, I'm going to make sure that I got my hips turned out from the top of the leg, right, following that all the way down to the knees and the toes. Once I'm in my fourth, I'm going to do a little bit of a plie, making sure that I can track that knee back over the toe, especially to the back, and then it doesn't collapse forward as we do that, right? That'll set you up for injury, so we want to make sure that we're pushing that knee open and always tracking over the toes with both feet. Our second shape that's going to be important is going to be our fifth position. So I'm going to keep the heel and hip facing the same, but pull the feet together. So now I feel my thighs touch here to the front, and I'm crossing my right heel directly in front of the left toe. So as I turn back to the side here, I'm going to take a tendu to the front. So I'm going to lift all the weight off of that right toe, and my arms are going to come up into that second position. Okay, from here, I'm going to take a step into my fourth position. My next thing is going to be I'm going to pull the legs together like I'm getting sucked up through a straw right here. So the left foot is going to drag and pull in towards the right. As that happens, I'm going to close my arms into my first position. Okay, so now I'm wide plie shape, tall spade shape. Now, as I do that, I'm going to go up into right leg, pulling the heels and toes together in a tight fit position, Su-Su shape. Okay, so now I'm sucked up through my straw all the way tall, pulling my belly button in and legs together. Okay, so that's my first two shapes that I need to make for my jump turn. So we've got tendu, plie forward, releve fifth, Su-Su. From here, I'm going to recover myself back through plie, fourth position, to lift. Now, as I've already done my building block steps, I'm going to add in the next piece, which is going to be my jump part. So from my tendu and plie, as I lift up into that fifth position, I'm going to push off the ground with my toes in order to get a straight leg shape in the air before I land back in my fourth position in the air. Okay, so one more time, pushing off from the toes to get straight legs, plie, push off, land in plie again, and our now, we're going to add in the turn section of this skill. I'm going to focus my eyes over towards the side here to start thinking about my spot. As I'm spotting any type of turn, I want to pick a spot directly across from my eyes in order to lock my gaze on. As I turn, I'm going to turn over my right shoulder and keep my eyes focused on that spot as I turn around to the right. After I can't see it anymore, I'm going to whip my head around to again find that same spot and complete the turn. gonna allow me to keep my balance and keep my focus on where I'm traveling as I continue to turn. Where that goes in context is gonna be as my feet pull together. So from my plie, right here I've already found my spot. I'm gonna keep my eyes locked on that as I add in the turn, landing in my plie, and recovering back through. So one more time. I found my turn, my arms in second. I go through my plie fourth, push off to straight knees, spot my turn. I'm gonna get back in plie to seven. Alright guys, that's your chasse entourage or your jump turn. So thanks for juxta moving with us today.